Yeah. Oh, I gotta bring up the freaking thing because my iPad doesn't have it right now. Damn it. Damn it to Betsy.
What, our topic?
No, our intro. I can't do it without reading it.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This.
Oh,
I can't
Jesus.
do the... listen. I can't... I just can't do it. I've tried it. I can't do it. Alright?
Should I get your reading assignment now?
Yeah, yes. Go get my reading assignment now. I'm having a piece of your chicken.
Did you eat some of my chicken?
Yes.
Ba 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 ba. This is the temporary theme song for the media lunch break.
Hold on. It's coming. It's coming.
I can't believe you have to read it.
Yep. Alright, here we go. It's coming. Here it is. Welcome again, everybody, to the Media Lunch Break, where we give you all of your comic, geek, and movie news all in the time it takes to eat a good sandwich and have some pieces of crab rangoon. I am Chris Treble. Alongside me always is my co-host, Andrew Dunn. Say hello, Andrew.
Hello.
We have a Chinese food right now because this is how we do things now, I guess. We just record one, and then we have some food, and then in the middle of it, we record another while Andrew's still eating. Excellent. So, Andrew, we have a very special topic for today. Do you know why? Because it's not one that we thought up ourselves. We have our first fan-requested topic.
Is it a fan if it's a friend of ours?
It's still a fan. He listens to all the episodes.
All of them?
He, as far as I know. I don't know if he's...
Have you tested him?
He messages me regularly with his reactions to this. So, if you're listening, you're probably live texting me right now, Eric.
So he has listened to this more than your wife has?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes, he's definitely... Because he has listened to it, I think, a total of 5 times now. Well, I guess with the 2-part episodes now, it's like...
Yeah, we're up to like 8 or...
8 or 9.
Yeah.
And she has listened to it... let me just grab my tally. 0. She's listened to it 0 times.
Right.
Now, one person has listened to it like 8 or 9 times. One person has listened to it 0 times. I'm married to one of those people. It's not the person who's listened to it 9 times. Interesting fact. As always, if you're a friend of my wife, don't tell her I'm saying this. She's going to figure it out for herself. All right? That's what she has to do because she's an adult.
Yep.
All right, you want our topic for this week?
Do I?
Yes, you
I'm
do.
a little nervous.
I don't care.
I didn't have any time to prepare for this.
No, that's the beauty of this. Okay, so...
Wait a minute, you had time to prepare.
I had time to do it, but I didn't.
How can I trust you?
You can't.
All right, what is it?
So, this is what I want to do with this. I kind of want to spitball this. We don't have to come up with, like, a hard and fast, full thing. Basically, what this person asked is, what would a storyline be for this topic, for X topic, okay? And we don't have to come up with the full storyline. It doesn't have to be details, but I kind of want to spitball it. And if it goes well, then... Or even if it doesn't,
Then we're sending it to Marvel.
No, then we can... No, what I was going to say is that if it goes well, then at another time we can transfer it over to, like, Marvel characters and try it there. But I think this is kind of neat. I think it's kind of a cool idea to do. Is to try and flesh out some sort of a storyline that we think we would be interested in seeing.
Oh, this doesn't pertain to any particular universe or anything?
It does. This particular one does. This came from an actual... this is an actual scenario, and the idea is, like, how would this flesh out?
So we're not just writing a story.
Yeah, we're not just... I'm just not like, here's a blank page.
Yeah, right.
So this is the idea. So this is a scenario that was sent in. Essentially, DC comes to you, or you and I, and says... what we're going to do is we are going to write out the Joker out of continuity. We are going to end the Joker. We are going to officially kill the Joker in the DC universe.
My Asperger's would immediately allow me to say, that's a terrible idea.
Right. But that's the idea. It could be, we could do it for any, whatever. He's gotten so popular, he can't get any more popular, so we're just going to call it a day. Or we're closing up our doors, we're all bankrupt, Zack Snyder just lost all of our money.
More likely.
Yeah. And so we're going to write the end of the, we're going to write the finale on the Joker.
Okay.
Okay? So the idea is the Joker is going to die. Finally, like actually die, not comic book die and then come back 2 issues later.
I mean, he will
Actually die. I say if you were going to write the last issue of the Joker ever.
We're just planning that he won't come back,
Yeah.
but he certainly will.
Sure. Somebody will cock it up for us,
Yeah.
but we'll plan that he's not going to. So what does that story look like? What does that entail?
Probably the Killing Joke.
Okay, but we're not going to use, oh, damn it.
Next, go to reading assignments.
All right. No, but what I want to do is like try and still steer clear of actual storylines that have happened and like, well, it kind of happened in this and
All right, yeah.
but like let's try. I mean, you can borrow elements of like I read this one
Yeah.
time and
This worked really well. Sure.
But if you were going to kill the Joker, how would you do it?
Probably with a knife.
Okay, good. That's great. Let's go on to reading assignments. No, I mean,
I understand what you mean. I don't, is this something we can do in 30 minutes? Like the entire...
We don't, we don't have to necessarily have like the full flesh and bone story, but I would like to try and like spitball
Well, the Joker's
some ideas and see
Joker's
where
an
it goes.
interesting one to do that with because he doesn't normally, if you want to see the downfall of a character of any kind, hero or villain,
Right.
you look for their tragic flaw.
Sure.
And the Joker, being a completely randomized character, doesn't necessarily have one. Other than maybe that's it.
His flaw is, in a way, his flaw is his greatest asset as well.
Well,
yes.
yes.
That he's completely
I mean,
random.
not even in a way. That is his greatest asset, is that the world's greatest detective can't contemplate what he's going to do next because he's completely random.
Right.
That being said, if you just make him accidentally drive off the side of a bridge and he has a heart attack or whatever, that's not an interesting...
Yeah. That's fair. Do you... okay, so I guess that kind of leads to... The first question of this is the obvious question. Does Batman kill him?
I actually think it would be more interesting if not.
Yeah, I think that too.
I think it would be better telling of the character to have him try to prevent the Joker's death.
Okay.
And have it be yet another person in his life whose death he couldn't prevent.
Ooh, that is good. That's really
because
good.
I get the feeling from Batman, and I don't know how much this has been explored in the DC universe.
Right.
That the reason he is so averse to death, being such a morose character,
right,
being a very dark, deadly in appearance type hero,
right,
it seems odd that he wouldn't just be like, yeah, kill whoever. You know, that's sort of his MO. His appearance is death, destruction, the darkness.
Yeah.
The eternal night, you know? So it seems odd, other than the fact that he spends his entire life trying to prevent his parents' death. And he does that by trying to prevent other people's deaths.
Yes. So I like that. Okay, so I like that idea of this is another character, there's another person in his life that he has tried to stop from dying but couldn't, but failed.
Yeah. I don't know if I would I don't think I would want a third party
to kill him?
Yes. I think it would be more interesting if either he kills himself as an act of retaliation against Batman, knowing that this will drive him crazy.
Right.
And so he's won.
Okay.
And that's all he wants is to win against Batman.
Yeah.
And that's how he does it.
Yeah.
Or it is just his flaw finally becomes his undoing. That Batman tries to save him from falling off a cliff or something.
Yeah. He blows up the building and
immediately crushed by the building or something. Yeah.
Which do you think? I mean, this is a tough question to answer because he is so random. Which do you think is more likely? Do you think it's more likely that he accidentally kills himself during one of his own plots, or that he purposely kills himself just to fuck with Batman?
More likely or more interesting?
Well, I mean, obviously more interesting is if he purposely kills himself.
Yes.
But more like, I kind of like, we can go down both paths a little bit and then decide what we...
Yeah. I think it's more likely that it just gets hit by a car or something. Because he is so random. That's his thing, like we've been talking about. I think it's more likely, he is sort of conniving, but his main influence is that you just don't know what he's going to do next. So I think it's more likely that, like, he just picks something to do and then does it. I mean, he even says in the, the Heath Ledger version of the Joker in...
Dark Knight.
But what's his name? Nolan. In Nolan's Batman trilogy, and specifically Dark Knight, is he says, I'm like a dog chasing after a car tire. I don't know what I'd do if I actually got it. Yeah. And I think that's very much his mentality in every aspect. Not just that he's chasing something that he doesn't know why he's chasing it or what he'll do if he gets it, but also that he sees something and he's going to go for it.
Yeah. What if... See, this is what I think. I think that it would be kind of interesting... Just from having to see the after. See, for me, when this question first kind of came across my phone, I immediately leapt to the ramifications that this would have on Batman. I think because we'd end up sticking with the character after the Joker dies, obviously. So, what are the ramifications of that? And to me, I think in some ways it might be more interesting if, instead of killing himself, if he just dies in if he does in fact just get hit by a bus or something, in that way of, the one part of the Killing Joke that always speaks to me about this moment is that he has that speech of, listen, one of these days I'm gonna kill you or you're gonna kill me. That's how this is all gonna end. I've thought about it a lot. That's definitely how this is all gonna end. I'm gonna kill you or you're gonna kill me. And if that doesn't happen, if this epic battle that has been going on for, decades in the continuity, let alone outside of in our actual
nearly a century at this point,
but this epic long battle that has kind of defined both of these characters to each other, that it ends so anticlimactically.
Yes,
what I mean? That sort of, even if he killed himself, there would be some sort of poetic finality in that for Batman that he could wrap his head around. Like, I knew this, again, it's one of those things where it's like, I knew at some point he might make this move.
Yeah.
Whereas if they're just brawling and, a fucking air conditioner falls on the Joker's head in the sidewalk and that's it, he's done.
What about something like... And I don't know if I want to finish this sentence, how far I want to go with this.
Right.
But what about either a natural cause, like a heart attack, or a stroke, or heart failure caused by drugs of some kind?
That'd be interesting.
Gets a little too close to
it gets
Heath Ledger.
It gets a little real, but it'd be interesting if it's something to do with his Joker venom, or something like that,
or acid in his face.
I mean, they kind of touch on that in Arkham City, because isn't it? Have you played those games?
No. So we've been over this. I have not.
Okay, so spoiler for Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. The plot of Arkham Asylum is like Batman's stuck on... Arkham Asylum is on like an island.
Okay.
In this game, and like he's stuck on the island, and it turns out it's at the end, like the big boss, the ending battle is you fighting the Joker, but the Joker's like hopped up on venom that he like Bane venom, that he's like cross-referenced with just because it's so. Flash forward to the sequel is that Arkham City, the Joker, it gets wheeled out and he's back to normal again, but he's dying. And he's just slowly dying, which would be kind of interesting. Or if there's like some sort of cancer that he has because of the venom, or something,
which would explain why he's so erratic in his behavior.
Right.
If he's known that he's had cancer for 20 years and then he's gonna die, he's just doing whatever he wants.
That'd be fucking
Yeah.
I like that, actually. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's start there. Okay, so the opening of this is, again, we don't have to like actually flesh it, but I kind of like let's, as we find a good thread, we'll kind of go down with it. So I like that. So the opening of the story is some sort of reveal is that the Joker has been slowly dying, and we know that he knows that he's been slowly dying, and that explains all of his actions.
Do you think you do it sort of similar to the Killing Joke, where there's like maybe a black and white section of a young man, except instead of like being part of a heist, he's like going to the doctor for a checkup.
No, I kind of want to... You know what? I kind of want to start it... Okay, so there's... In the continuity, there's kind of this turning point in the Joker's character that is regarded that when he kills Jason Todd, is that like that's when the writers really took him in the darker direction.
Oh, sure.
Like before, the Joker was like,
I'm the
I'm gonna go rob a bank and I got a
Hey.
giant playing card or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he was full of gimmicks.
Yeah.
And I kind of like the idea of like, okay, so the Joker was the Joker
Right.
already before he started dying. But it was the Joker of like the Silver Age, like the fun-loving Joker.
How does he find out?
I don't.
Does he just have a Is there like a who's that doctor isn't there like a doctor in the DC universe who's a villain? Hugo something.
Oh, Hugo Strange.
He's a doctor,
yeah, but I
right?
think he's a. I don't know, but you know what? For all the intents, let's just say he goes to some doctor.
Yeah, I was gonna say worst case scenario, he just has like there's like a mob doctor.
He can kidnap I mean, it would be within the Joker's capacity to just be like, I need a doctor. Go kidnap me a doctor. Yeah. And the doctor comes in. And
they've just got a gun to his head.
And they've just got a gun to his head. And he's like, Doc, something's going on. Like, he's like coughing up blood or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, Doc, I need you to check me out. But he says it more Joker-ish than I am.
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. And
says it like Mark Hamill.
And he's like, I don't know how to tell you this, but you're dying.
Yeah.
And then he kills... Obviously, he's like... that's good to know. Thanks for letting me know. And he kills the doctor.
See, I actually think...
And he just says something like, I hate that
Here's
news.
my vision of that.
Okay.
My storyboard is the doctor.
By the way, if this actually turns out to be a good story, copyright Andrew and Chris.
Yeah.
If it turns out to be a bad story...
Copyright Zack Snyder.
Yeah!
So I actually think what would be interesting if we make this a comic is the doctor's like... I know who you are. I'm not gonna lie to you because I'm a medical doctor.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. But I really don't. It's bad news. And the Joker's just like, tell me or I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. So and he explains whatever it is specifically that he has.
Right.
I like 3 panels of nothing. Maybe the Joker looking at him in the first one, looking down in the second one, looking back up in the third one,
right.
and then in the 4th panel, raising a gun and shooting him.
Love it. Yes. And he just kills the doctor.
Yeah.
He's just dead. And then from there, like, again, you can kind of try and find some visual touchstones to pick out where you are in the years of the Joker's existence. But then from then on, like, that, to me,
like he reads the newspaper and it's like, Anna Nicole Smith died.
Yep, that's it.
Oh man, this Hamilton show that's coming out in a couple weeks
looks really good. Wish I could get tickets. No, but like, so he finds that out, and that it turns out like the reveal. That's like the prologue of the story, and the end of the prologue is it's right before the events of Death in the Family, which is the storyline where he kills Jason Todd.
Yeah.
And like that's where he all of a sudden just went fucking off, and he's like, well, I got, like, at the end of the diagnosis, the doctor's like, I give you, I mean, there's still good news. You still have plenty of time.
Yeah.
I give you, without treatment, you could still live maybe another 10 years. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he's coughing up blood, he probably doesn't have that.
No, but, I got to, obviously, this is not, final. But, he gives him a certain.
Well, and you could say with the proper.
With the proper treatment, you could live for another 20 years or so. And so. He's like,
so do you think that with all of his heists from then on, there's at least one that is, like, one every few months that is, like, they robbed from a medical facility?
Ooh, maybe. To keep him alive?
Yeah. And then the medical physicians never really mention it because they're like, oh, he took all our money. Or it's just the Joker being crazy. He took a bunch of random supplies.
Well, do you think that maybe... Because I love the idea of trying incorporating his Joker venom, that he's been taking Joker venom to human... And that maybe... There's something, because nobody really knows what the recipe for this Joker venom is,
right?
But he has found that this is helping him stay alive. But at the same time, it's probably making him more crazy to take small doses of this.
Yes,
and that's another reason for this. So there's a psychological and a medical aspect.
Well, it's interesting too because there is something called chemo brain. I don't know if you've heard of that in cancer patients. So if you take chemotherapy for a long time, you get a little wacky.
Oh, really?
Even for a long term, like permanently.
Right.
If you take it just regularly, as is recommended generally by oncologists, you eventually develop something called chemo brain where you forget things really easily. You say things that aren't necessarily true. It's almost like dementia, sort of. but not nearly as severe.
So maybe Joker Venom, again, we're playing comic book logic with some of these medical
but I mean, if it's similar to that.
facts, but maybe Joker Venom is somewhat irradiated.
Yeah.
And so, and you could even say, okay, again, comic book logic on this.
Yes.
The reason that he got the sickness in the first place is that he's been taking Joker Venom. Like, that's what he's always done. Like, something to do with it.
You're really
and that's what's
stuck on this Joker Venom.
I just like the idea. It's something that they don't use a lot, and it'd be interesting to move it forward into a Okay, so all right, maybe not, but I just like the idea of like he's staying alive.
See, I think if anything, it's something that he has someone concoct.
Okay.
That is similar to chemotherapy, but more powerful, and thus it does more to his brain,
right,
as well as more to his body. Because then you could
I'll
also
take
say
that, but I like
but then you could also say that like if he is coughing up blood or something, he needs something stronger than chemotherapy to make him live as long as possible. So you make something stronger.
Okay, I like that, but I would. The only twist I would make on it is that I love the idea of him concocting it himself.
Oh,
like
is that something he does?
Well, I mean, he, again, not to bring it up, but he does make the.
Is
Joker
that something
Venom
he ever
himself.
does anywhere else?
What?
Like, is he a scientist in the comics?
No, but that's the thing is that like I don't. But it's always been assumed that he's.
See, do we see him concoct it in the game?
No, I don't know.
I feel like he probably hired some goons to do it, or like found a scientist, got the scientist to do it under penalty of death if he doesn't, kills him anyway, hands it to goons to make it, kills the goons, and then after they make it,
process?
and then basically.
Okay, all right. So, but he's been getting stuff to keep himself alive.
Yeah.
The only thing with that is it feels kind of out of character that he would do something to keep himself alive.
He's got to keep himself alive in order to maintain his dichotomy with Batman.
Okay, I know what it is. Okay. So what if... Okay, he finds out he's sick.
Yeah.
Yes?
Scrap it.
No, he finds out he's sick. This is right before Death in the Family. That explains like why he all of a sudden took this darker turn, kills Robin, goes on much darker,
tirade,
throughout all of these years.
Yep.
What if the reason he's kept himself alive is that he had a grand plan with all of these acts that ends? You know what I mean? Like it's been a giant.
You haven't said anything.
It's been a giant opus. This whole thing, like
For what?
all of the random acts add up to something. Whatever this last joke is.
I don't like it for a couple reasons.
Okay.
One is all of the random acts
are then not random.
Yeah, to make everything the Joker has ever done not random.
Yeah.
To make every single thing that we have done over the past 80 years in the comics, movies, video games, and make it all mean something. I mean, that's hundreds and
right.
hundreds of things.
Nope, you're right. All right, I'm scrapping that. All right. This is good. We're spitballing. Yeah. We're coming up with ideas.
Yeah. But I am trying to think of... So, if he has this relationship with Batman, right?
Yes.
He is the... I mean, not to sound more like Harvey Dent, but he is the tails to Batman's heads.
Yes.
If it is just to keep himself alive so that he can mess with Batman for as long as possible.
Okay.
I think that's sort of a weak thing.
Yeah, it needs that's why I was trying to think of like what if this is the thing. Like it needs something a little more cohesive to keep it together on why he would want to keep himself alive. That's the only reason that I was trying to move the Joker Venom into it is because it's like something that he has to have anyway. It's something that he uses anyway. Whether he's injecting himself or injecting other people with it, he's making Joker Venom no matter what. He doesn't have to be, you're right, he doesn't have to be the person to make it, but that's the reason I like the idea of doubling the Joker Venom as his treatment and as the thing that he uses on other people.
But if he was already using it before then, wouldn't it already have been stopping?
So then let's say he wasn't using it before.
All right.
Yeah, so let's scrap that. But say that's what I mean. Like there are certain things that I haven't quite
I really like what we've got so far.
Okay.
Let's focus on why does he need to stay alive?
Okay. All right.
Because I think that's the next step. I think we've got really good stuff so far.
Yeah.
But what is it?
Why would he need to keep himself alive?
And think of the things that have happened, specifically after being diagnosed with cancer, specifically after killing Robin.
Okay.
Is he Robin at that point?
Yeah, he's Robin at that point. So he kills Robin. He what are other good storylines? I'm trying to think of the Joker. I mean, from there on, it's just...
Is his goal to make Batman insane as he is, by completing random acts of terror?
But in
killing his friends.
But in doing that, doesn't that also kind of point to the idea of, like, there is a grand scheme to all of his random acts?
But the reason I didn't want to do that was because how could all of his random acts...
tied together into one? Okay.
But if they are all just random acts
okay.
for the same purpose...
So his long game is like, I'm just going to crack this guy.
Yeah. This is the uncrackable man.
Right. So
Joker could crack anybody. He has laughing gas. He has all that shit that just immediately makes people snap.
Right.
But this guy has never been cracked by anyone.
What if... I'm going to say something that's going to sound really dumb.
So no change.
Okay. But hear me out. Like, I think there's... I'm not going to put this out. I'm not going to put
cover
this
my ears.
well, but I think there's going to be a kernel of something in there. What if his one want is to make Batman laugh?
No.
No?
No.
Like, that's... Because the Joker can get anyone to do anything.
If that was his plan, then he wouldn't just be killing people. He wouldn't have killed Robin. He wouldn't just be like killing people.
But
he would try to get on his good side.
Right? No, but that's the thing. He has to get Batman to laugh at, like, something that the Joker finds funny. So he has to crack this guy to the point of laughing.
It doesn't justify a lot of the actions.
Okay, well, then maybe it's not the point, but maybe his way of knowing that he's cracked Batman is when Batman finally laughs.
It's better.
You know what I mean? So you're right. The idea is to crack Batman. And that's how, it's like, how am I going to know when he's finally lost it? It's when the most serious, dark man actually laughs at one of my jokes. Because in the Joker's mind, all of his schemes are jokes.
He laughs at a joke told by a man who killed his partner.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, it's that, because again, all of the Joker's schemes, to him, are jokes. They're elaborate jokes that he finds funny to himself.
Correct.
And so if he is the other side of the coin of Batman is very dark. In a weird way, Joker is light.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
So if his idea is like, I want to stay on as long as I can because I want to crack this guy. And I know I've won when he finally comes over to my side and sees how funny all of this is.
That's not bad.
Yeah?
So how do we indicate that?
I don't know. He's talking to a goon. I don't know. No, that's terrible. I just like... But
I think he has to say it on his death, not on his proverbial deathbed to Batman.
Yeah.
All these years, all I ever wanted was for you to laugh, and then I would have stopped.
I almost cried at you just saying that. I swear to God. Yeah. No, but I kind of like that, yeah.
Like, I would have stopped immediately.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, that's the end. When we reveal... I mean, the audience knows that he's dying, but when we reveal to Batman at the end, whatever the climax of this story is going to be, that has to be the climax, is that he reveals, like, I'm dying. I'm going to die right now. This is it. This is the final moment.
So does he die of cancer? Does he die of this thing that's killing him? Then, in that case, he sort of has to wither away, which means there's got to be a long period of time. How about this? How's this for your anticlimax? I like this. The Joker just disappears, right? Batman just is saving Gotham still, but the Joker hasn't been around for months and months.
Okay.
He receives an invitation.
Okay.
And decides to follow through with this. It's clearly marked from the Joker. Maybe it's got, like, masquerade stuff on it.
Right.
He goes in to this place thinking it's a trap, and it is just the Joker literally on his deathbed.
Yeah. No, I like this.
And the two of them have a conversation, and that's how it ends.
Do you think that's the whole comic?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. It's probably
like
3 or 4.
There's no action in the comic.
Well, I feel like there has to be setup. I feel like...
No, but I'm saying, like... Because that's interesting.
I feel like we could do, like, a Demon in the Bottle type thing, where it's, like 9 or 10 issues of just... Not generic, but a storyline
and
where
they're chasing
something
each other. In the background.
Batman's got to be a good detective.
Right.
I think we could put more in the foreground than Demon in a Bottle did. But yeah, there's stuff about that. Maybe we see him cough up blood a couple times, and Batman thinks it's from punching him too many times or something. Stuff like that. But then at the very end, I think we lead to the climax, and instead of a climax, nothing happens.
It's just
maybe there's an issue of Batman just like chilling. There's nothing going on at night, but he's in his outfit, checking out stuff in the Batcave.
I think, well, because, yeah, okay. I like that. What if, all right, again, just spitballing, and this probably isn't a good idea, but what if it was, because you always have these story arcs go, you know, if it's a 6-issue story line, it's the next 6 issues. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm saying it's 6 issues in a row. It goes 6 issues interrupted.
Sure.
What if you did? Because you said like the Joker disappears for a couple of months. Yeah. What if you started the storyline? Say again, I'm just throwing out a random number. Say it's like 6 issues long. Yeah. Do like 3 issues up front, long pause, like 6 to 8 months of a different storyline.
Sure.
Come back, 2 more issues, another a little bit of pause, last issue, over. You know what I mean? So you actually have that break.
Let me give you
instead of doing it in comic book time where they're like the Joker is like it's like this issue is like a battle with the Joker, and the next issue is like the Joker's been gone for 5 months.
Let me give you a counter offer.
Okay.
My worry with that is that it's not much different than a normal Batman comic line.
Okay.
Like, there are times where just the Joker isn't doing anything, so he fights Clayface.
Yeah, but you pick up, instead of, because those normal times where it's like the Joker comes in, does a thing, is stopped, then is put away, and then more storylines, and then eventually the Joker breaks up. This picks up, like, where it left off. But you actually have the break in real time.
All right, here's my counter offer.
Okay.
How about 6 issues, let's say.
Okay.
Of maybe 5 of a regular storyline.
Okay.
And the Joker gets to, like, the end of the 5th issue is a huge cliffhanger.
Right.
Right? Something's going to happen. He's just stolen a shit ton of dynamite.
Right.
He's going to blow something up. Batman has no idea what. And then the beginning of the next issue is him months later, and we haven't used real time to get to that. I think it's just a regular whatever it is, once a week or whatever.
Yeah.
But it says like it's him thinking in the Batcave, and he's like, it's been 6 months, and the Joker still hasn't done anything. I've sort of given up looking to try and figure out what he's doing. I don't know what's happened. If he's already done what he,
I don't know where this dynamite is. I've looked all over for it.
And if he's already done it, it wasn't big enough that anyone noticed.
Yeah.
So
maybe it didn't work.
Yeah. So I'm on to something else now.
Yeah.
It has been a long time. Like, I think there's got to be something. There's got to be. I want it to feel boring. Like, I want the first 3 or 4 pages to just be
really mundane.
Yeah, because that's the thing about the Joker is that's what Batman's life would be like without him. That's what Joker's life would be like without Batman.
Yeah.
They'd be miserable. So I want him to just be incredibly bored. We do the whole thing. He, gets the invitation, goes to the thing. The final, the last half of the last issue is that scene. The next 6 issues are the exact same timeline, and each issue at the exact same time from the Joker's perspective.
Fuck me! That's good. That's really good.
So when Batman is chasing him down and the Joker gets away, so like a lot of those are going to be the same pages, or the same panels.
Yeah.
But when the Joker gets away and Batman's in his computer lab trying to figure out where the Joker is, where his next target is, Joker's talking to his doctor instead.
Do you think that because the Joker half is so much more, I don't want to say mundane.
Yes, I knew you were going to ask that.
But do you think that would carry out for 6 issues to parallel it exactly?
Because it doesn't have to be mundane. Okay. Because it can be half a page of him talking to his doctor and then going, okay, I don't have much time left, back to work. Okay. And then, so Batman has always been a detective story.
Right.
Make Joker a detective. What is the next thing I can do to fuck with this guy?
Oh, Lord.
And why? He thinks I'm going to do this next, but I'm not. And then you have the lead up. You see him figure out why he has chosen to do the thing that you already saw him do in the Batman issues.
I love that. Yes.
We should be writers.
We should be. Copyright Andrew and Chris. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna one up it then and say, okay, I like it.
Yeah.
6 issue. No. I'm gonna. Fuck. All right. I'm gonna scale it down.
Down.
No. Same storyline. Okay. Just scale it down 5 and 5.
Okay. Yeah.
And then
I'll give up 1 each.
And then the 11th is just the death story. The 11th is okay. So you have okay.
You mean that scene of them?
Yeah.
But wouldn't
It's
it be
the
the
final
same
scene.
scene? Or I guess you just don't show it.
No.
So does 5 end
So
with...
5. So it's the 5 Batman story. It's the Batman arc.
Does 5 end with him opening up the door?
Opening up the door. Right. That's the end of the Batman arc.
Nice.
Then we flash back.
Yep.
The next 5 are the exact same parallel with the Joker.
First
of all, the prologue, exactly the same pages.
Yes.
Not from anyone's perspective.
Yep.
Exactly, just
as Shakespeare intended.
Yeah, cut, copy.
2 houses alike.
Yes. Exact same, except
Yeah.
like first 2 pages of both arcs are
Yes.
the exact same thing. And then Batman arc, 5 issues, opens with him opening up the door. You don't know what's on the other side. The
You mean ends with?
those 5 issues end with that. Opens up the door.
Yeah.
I would say he thinks he knows, like, if it's the dynamite or whatever. He knows where he's like, oh, I'm back on this trail. It's leading me to this place.
See, I think it would be really interesting.
Opens up the door expecting to find a shitload of dynamite.
Yeah,
Cut.
I think
We
too,
don't know
he's
what it
gonna
is.
like climb in through a window.
Yeah.
Like he's not going through the front door.
Yeah.
He's ready
No,
for...
all the clues have been leaving, just like a regular...
Well, he's ready for a trap.
Yeah, but just like a normal Joker plot.
Right.
He's ready for a trap, abandoned warehouse, whatever it is.
Yeah. Probably a house.
Yeah.
I would think.
Opens up the door.
Just some like generic
I would love-
Midwestern...
holy shit.
like
What
a
if it was-
duplex.
What if it was just like in a suburban neighborhood?
That's what I mean. Like
And
some
he just-
generic
yeah.
Midwestern, cul-de-sac.
It's not even abandoned. It's
Yeah.
just in a generic.
Yeah, it's like a
neighborhood.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. So 5 issues Batman opens up the door. End of the arc.
All right.
5 issues Joker.
Wait.
Okay.
So since we're still going through
See,
that
and you
storyline,
thought this wasn't gonna work out.
well, I also know far less about DC than you do, so I was a little worried. But so that last panel of Batman opening the door.
Yes.
From what angle? How shoot it for me?
Oh, okay. All right. So no, you're just following Batman. So he climbs in through a window.
What's the last panel?
Last panel.
What's the last shot you see? From whose point of view? What do you see?
It's going to be from inside, so it's inside the room.
Okay.
Facing
So you see
Batman.
Batman full frontal open the
I
door.
say like chest line to logo.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Here, sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing.
the chest.
It's the chest to the ass.
Torso,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, torso shot. So you just see the logo. It's just like a
With
regular.
his hand on the door showing that he's opened it?
Sorry, now I gotta do it. That he's opened it.
Because I was even thinking, what about the last panel of that issue being him, like, you're not, I mean, Batman wouldn't, but like a shoulder tackle opening the door, maybe a kick, you're supposed to kick open a door.
Right.
And it's from the back, so you can see there's a bed, but it's sort of blurry, you can't really make out what's going on.
Right.
But there's a bed and people standing around.
No.
Because you could think then that it's a trap, that it's a bunch of enemies.
Yeah, but see, I want it to be so, like, you have no idea
Okay.
what's behind that door.
No,
Like,
that's
keep the
valid. Like
randomness
the worst
of the
thing that
Joker.
could be behind it is what's in your own mind.
Yes,
Sure.
exactly.
Got it.
So you could either go
I like
here,
that.
or you could go side view of Batman, and like he opens up the door, and you see him just walk in.
Oh yeah, sure.
And that's the end of it. Like then it's just empty hallway with open door. And that's
I like
last
the idea
panel.
of sort of an explosive, like either him kicking the door in and he's like red, like fists up.
But what if there's something like okay, so to me, I think it's interesting because it is unlike Batman. Like there's something where he's in the house and he's like something about this doesn't feel right.
Sure.
And he's going through the thing and everything looks normal and he's about to kick in the door and he's like something about
What if
this
it's like a
isn't right.
glass sliding door that he can see through? And we just see him like burst into the hallway through a window or something, and something stops him, and he walks slowly to this door, opens it, and walks in. From that shot that you described.
From outside the house to inside the house?
No. So we see him burst into the hallway.
Right.
So now he's in a hallway, ready for anything.
Yeah.
We just sort of, and then we get the shot from inside the room that he's about to enter, and we see him turn and look inside the room. He sees what happens. He stands up, casually walks, opens the door, and walks inside.
I think, isn't that what I just described?
Well, sort of, but there's got to be a reason that he knows what's happening.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So let's
there's
say
a reason there's something about this situation that doesn't feel like at first he was ready. He sneaks in
But
this
I don't.
detective
Here's what I'm saying. You're missing what I'm saying. That it's not that there's something that doesn't feel right.
Right.
There's a glass door right there, and he can see through it.
Yeah, but I like the idea of the reveal for us is at the same time as the reveal for him.
Okay.
So,
but if he has a feeling already, then it's not at the same time.
No, because he doesn't know exactly what it is. If it's a glass door and he sees the Joker in a bed, he knows before he goes through that door. So he knows at the end of the Batman issue.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
If that weird feeling is enough for him to just casually open the door and walk in, then he knows on some level.
But he doesn't know what's behind it.
I mean, he clearly knows it's not threatening.
Right, but I see what you're saying. There's just something about it that I like the idea of, because the first panel of the last issue is going to be him seeing it for the first time.
What about a whole page of him checking the door for a tripwire?
Ooh, I like that.
Or an explosive.
He gets, he's looking around. So he gets into the house. I say he sneaks into this suburban home.
Yeah.
Right? Through a window in his detective way with a little pen light in his mouth or whatever.
Yeah.
He searches all around the house.
Maybe he tries to pick the lock on the front door.
Right.
And it's open.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So he tries to pick it and it just like...
Yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of comes open. And he's like, okay, this is...
a trap.
This is a trap. So he goes in tentatively.
Yeah.
And he's searching all around. And he's like, I know there's... Okay. Like, you see him like search the living room. And he's like, no tripwires. And he searches through the kitchen. And he's like, no, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he goes up the stairs and he like...
Does he hear people talking?
No.
Okay.
There's no sound.
All right.
And he goes up the stairs and he's checking the railing to make sure... And he's checking to make sure they... he's walking tentatively to make sure the stairs aren't rigged for mines or something. He gets up to the thing. And I like that. It's almost like a Watchmen-esque page of like the 9 panels.
Sure, yeah.
And he's like, it's through here. There must be something with this door.
He can have a device that checks for thermites.
He checks thermites. He checks the frame.
Exactly.
He does like the old-fashioned handheld thing.
Yeah.
Nothing does it. He gets out the gadgets. He checks it. There's nothing in it. And he's like...
Checks the hinges.
He checks the hinges. He sprays it with whatever.
Yeah.
And nothing. And he's like... And something is like... He's like, something's not right about this, but I don't know what. And... That's why he opens it. He's like, but there's no trap with this door. This door isn't rigged.
Correct.
I like that. He just opens it, and it's just like...
Yeah, I like the last...
And then you end on
I like the last panel being just his hand turning the doorknob, and the next panel... The last panel on that page is hand turning the doorknob, and then maybe a full page is the door opening. Right. Okay. I'll take that. And then end of issue. Yeah. 5 issues of the Joker, and then the 11th thing picks up right where the Batman one left off. Sounds good. Or where the Joker, what I mean, because it would be reversed. Final panel of the final page of the 5th Joker is the same page as the final page of the 5th Batman. The door opening. Of the door opening. And the great thing is, what if you do the second to last page is the door from the other side, same Watchmen thing, and it's just like you start wide on the door, and every panel just gets a little closer, but you can hear... Yeah, I was going to say, like, there's like tick, tick, tick. Yeah, you can hear all the little things going spray. Through. And so finally, like, if it's a camera, it starts really wide. I mean, kind of unrealistically wide, I guess. Yeah. But, like, with a forced perspective. That's pretty good. It zooms in, it zooms in, it zooms in. So it ends at the right frame. So it's not like you get so close and then you zoom out again. It ends at that, whatever, if it's this, or if it's this, if it's torso, or if it's head to navel. I really want that 5th issue as well of the Joker to be him not only figuring out how to get Batman there, how to track him on his way there, and how he knows when Batman is in the house. Yes. Yeah. And then the page before that can even be him just saying he's here. The last issue is just... I think there's no one around. Oh, he has them leave? I think it's just... Or do you think there's no one there to begin with? There's no one there to begin with. I think it's just him. Like, he knew from the get-go that this is the last moment. Like, the Joker, if nothing else, is good at showmanship. Yes. He knows how to paint a picture. He knows how to do this. So I think... He knows, like, the best thing right now. It's not going to be the goons. No, but around. I would think doctors, nurses, nobody. It's done. He knows he's going to die. All right. This is the last laugh. Is he hooked up to any machinery?
He could be hooked up to machinery.
Like a EKG.
Yeah. He could be hooked up, even IV, whatever
Yeah.
it is. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he can have the whole thing.
Who feeds him?
Doesn't matter. Like,
I
don't
mean, it
think
sort
about
of does.
No, because...
Don't think about it.
No. But what I'm saying is like... You're right. Okay, so I see what you're saying. Yeah, he had everyone leave. Like, if that's where he's been staying the whole time...
Okay.
For this, he's like...
Because the point is he's withered away. Like,
Yeah,
he clearly
yeah.
hasn't moved.
No, yeah, sorry. It's not that he's been alone for, like, months on end. I'm
Got it.
saying, like...
He knew Batman was coming.
He's
out.
like, guys, this is the final act.
Yeah.
This is the punchline. Everybody go. We don't see that. Maybe we do see that point. That'd be cool.
I think, yeah, in the
it's
Joker
it's a thing we've
storyline.
never seen before.
And I mean, if the last...
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the last issue is just him and Batman, and it never leaves the room.
Yeah.
And it never gets actiony. It's just talking the whole time.
Yes.
And it's them discussing their relationship. It's like Batman. It's the Joker, in some sort of way, weird way, having to comfort Batman that, yes, I'm dying, and
Sure.
this is the last time we're going to talk. This is it. This is it for us.
Does Batman reveal his true identity?
Shit! Does the Joker reveal his true identity?
Does the Joker reveal his true identity and Batman say, I have no idea who that is?
Yes. Okay. So the Joker reveals his true identity,
And it's a name that has never
and he
been
says,
mentioned.
"I have no idea who that is." And then in the next turn, Batman says, "I'm Bruce Wayne," and the Joker goes, "I know."
Maybe. It's a little too on the nose.
And it is too on the nose. But this is like the end of the Joker. Some of it, I feel like you want it to be on the nose because it's the last thing.
Maybe. I would much rather them have an earnest, heartfelt conversation where Joker goes, really?
What if... No, what...
Come
okay,
on.
hold on. Actually, sorry. I feel like it would be more Joker-esque if he... Okay, the Joker says, in a previous life, I was so-and-so. And Batman goes, I have no idea who that is. And Batman goes, I'm Bruce Wayne. And the Joker goes, I have no idea who that is.
That would be pretty good.
That'd be pretty good.
Or I was trying to think of a way for him to be like, yeah, right, and I'm Oliver Queen. You know?
Yeah, but it's something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just something ridiculous. Yeah. But I love the idea of like them discussing what they mean to each other. Like it really is, in some ways, almost a sweet moment.
Yes.
That they discuss what they mean to each other. The Joker, I like the idea of like the Joker in some sort of weird way has to comfort Batman.
Yes.
Like, it's gonna be okay.
Well, I remember there being, I don't even remember what show this is from, but I remember there being a cartoon where Batman has to comfort a small child who was created to
Yes,
kill.
I know. Yeah. I think it was a Batman Beyond thing.
It was not Batman Beyond. But it was like a Justice League.
No, it was a Justice. I'm sorry, it was a
thing.
Justice League.
And yeah, it's just this little girl in a swing, and I think they ask him to go and like quote
Kill her.
take care of her.
Yeah, because she is like these powers, and
Yeah.
Amanda Waller is because you don't know it's a little girl,
Right.
and it's just this thing that is threatening, and he's
Right.
like, and Batman figures it out,
Right.
and that's when Amanda Waller is like, you have to take care of this, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna be the one to do it,
Right. And they end up just sitting on the swings next to each other, and
Right.
she's like, I'm scared to die, and he's like, if you want, I'll hold your hand. And it's
Yeah.
like this really beautiful
There's
moment.
this beautiful moment,
So
but you also kind of like don't know if he actually did kill her in
Right.
the end or something.
Well, he brings her dead body out.
Right.
So
but that's what
she
I mean.
dies. But yeah. But I think it would be interesting if it's sort of the two of them consoling each other.
Yeah, but that's what it. Yeah. What if there's so the Joker consoles Batman a little bit, and it's some sort of weird way the Joker's like, I'm kind of afraid to die.
Yeah.
And Batman's like, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm tearing up
almost
just
gonna
thinking about
cry.
it. So,
oh my god.
all right. Important question. What are the Joker's last words?
No, that's what I'm trying to think.
All I can think is ta-da.
What if he did? It could be a ta-da, or it could be a chink.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wondering too, is it a joke? Does he tell a joke?
No, because that's very Killing Joke. Like, as soon as you have the Joker telling a joke to Batman, they're gonna go, oh, they did that in the Killing Joke.
That's true. How about he tells a joke with no punchline? He dies before he says the punchline. And it's not a real joke. Like, it's not one that has, like, a real answer, so you can't just, like, Google it or whatever.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put a more, like, before anyone who listens to this and is like, reaches out and it's like, oh, you know what it should be is that he leaves a mystery. There's no mystery.
Nah.
He doesn't leave a thread of like, maybe the dynamite's in there, and then he pieces out. He's like, there is no dynamite.
Yeah.
That's all bullshit.
This has got to be a story of humanity.
It's really finality. It's really final.
Well, and it's in perfect Joker. Like, in The Dark Knight, he steals a shit ton of money and then just burns it. So I think it's more likely, if anything, that he steals the dynamite to try to crack Batman and then just throws it in the river or something.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, I don't want anything like...
It's like that thing that kids do in college where they buy 3 pigs and they number them with paint, 1, 2, 4. And then let them loose in school, and they try to find all of them, and then the people are like, "Where's the third one?"
I've never heard of that, but it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it is, right? But that's it. He stole all this dynamite and shit.
Yeah. No, I love that.
Reason.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I had another question, too, but I don't remember it.
See, you were worried about this. We've almost talked the entire time about this.
I'm going to have to cut a lot out of this. I don't know if I will.
Don't cut a single thing out of this. It's actually all brilliant.
Oh, here's an idea. This is what I was going to say. What if his last words are... So a family walks into a talent agency.
Oh, man. Brilliant. It's just like 4 pages of like the Joker telling the aristocrats. And Batman's like, what the fuck?
That's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
And then Batman just snaps his neck for it.
Yeah, what if the last issue is billed as like a telling tale of humanity?
Yeah.
And it instead is like Batman being like, Joker, are you dying? And he's like, listen
like,
to me. And he just, it's
and
the whole issue.
Sucking the sun, and the sun
there's just
sucking
feces
his sister. Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, it's just
semen
brilliant.
on the ceiling.
And it's just like, what? That's amazing. Brilliant.
So yeah,
no, I really like
got
this.
Something.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like this story.
I would read this.
Like, I'm gonna leave here. This is gonna be one of those things. Like, sometimes the line of reality blurs for me, where I like think of an idea and I forget that it's just in my head and it wasn't a real thing. Like, I've done that with things like a movie idea that I've had or something where I'm like, remember
Tom Hanks gets cast away on an island. It's genius.
Yeah.
Why have they not done this?
I'm gonna leave here and like in 2 days I'm gonna be like, do I have the back issues of that Joker story?
See, I thought you were gonna be like, so reading assignment. I've got this comic, and it's 5 issues of Batman and Joker fighting.
I
and then
can't
5
find
issues.
it, but go seek it out.
Well, no, I thought you were gonna say here it is.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, but this is one of those things I'm gonna think of like in 3 days. I'm gonna be like, what was that? Like, do I have those issues? Where do I get those?
You have enough issues of your own.
I do. This is really good. Like, I'm not just blowing smoke up our ass. I'm blowing a lot of smoke up our ass on this.
Yeah, I think this is something, too, that could work as a comic, a TV movie, a regular, like a cartoon movie.
Yeah.
Miniseries. It could even work in the Nolan-verse. Like, if Heath Ledger was still around, we could do it with this character.
It could. It really could.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm happy with that.
You know what? I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You want to go to reading assignments?
Let's go to reading assignments.
That felt like you wanted to sing a theme song.
Let's go to reading
Stop
assignments.
doing it. All right, good. Let's see. You want to go... Okay. Actually, I'm going to go first because here's the thing. I have not finished Mouse yet.
Either of them?
No. I'm good. I'm a good part way through the first one. But it is, like you said, really dense.
It is.
And I want to get through it. I don't want to just give up on it. So I'm actually going to skip your reading assignment for this week and try really hard to finish it.
Because I actually wanted to give you something else, but I couldn't yet.
Okay.
So that'll be fine.
So I'm going to do that. We'll touch in on it. It is really good. Yeah. It's really fascinating. I knew what it was about tangentially. Like, I knew it was about the Holocaust. I didn't know it was so much a storyline of a father and a son story. Yeah. Which is really interesting. And he is kind of no holds barred on his dad. Yeah. Which is really kind of nice. Yeah. He's not like, my dad was a Holocaust survivor and he's the best human being in the world.
He actually, I think he gets worse. I won't say anything. But even in the second book,
like just the way the dad treats the wife.
Yeah.
He's kind of a douche.
He gets to a point in the second one where there are some races he's not fond of.
Yeah, but I like that. I like it's kind of no holds bars of, nobody is perfect.
Well, yeah, I think the main thing I said about this book is it doesn't pull any punches.
Yeah, it doesn't.
And it is incredibly honest.
Yeah, which I find really fun. And I find it really
the only reason I gave you both books as well is because the first book ends with, you're going to be like, well, fuck. Now I got to read. You're going to be like, yeah, I have. Like,
I got to go right on to the next
I was
one.
upset with myself when I finished it on the train because I didn't have the second one on me.
Yeah.
it more than any other page is a page that you have to turn to the next one.
Right.
It's really good.
Right.
So what do you, so you sort of said what you think so far. Did you know that it was about the author? That like the main character's name...
I did know it was about the author.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. I knew it was about the author's family.
Right. Because the main character, it's told from the perspective of Arthur Spiegelman, who is the author of this book.
Yeah.
As a
yeah, I
mouse.
did know it was about his family and about his family's time in the Holocaust. Like I said, I didn't know it was so much a father and son story, which I find really interesting. Like, you could tell that story on its own.
Yes.
Like, you could write a really beautifully written father-son story without the other. It could be two different books, which is really interesting to me. So that was an aspect of this thing that I've known about my entire life, but never actually dived into. That was kind of refreshing for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, like I said,
Is that
I
all
really
you have
want
to
to
say
finish it.
about it?
Yeah, that's all I have to say about
Out of the third of the books that you've read?
Shut up.
All right. Is it my turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
All right, I've got some things to say about this book.
Oh, boy.
You gave me JLA. I think it's pronounced Jala. I don't know. Does that stand for something, or is that just? Is it just?
No, it's just what it is.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
It doesn't stand for Jello likes aggression.
I mean,
Because was that a Cosby joke?
What?
I just pulled it out of my ass, but that
was
might have been a
pretty
Cosby
good.
joke.
Yeah.
So you gave me that. It's really good.
Earth 2?
Yes, Earth
Yes.
2. I really like it. I have some questions.
Okay.
One thing that I found very funny about it is right at the beginning. So for those of you who haven't read it, without spoiling too much, the idea is that there's an Earth 2. There are actually many, many different Earths, but for the purposes of this storyline, there's an Earth 2. In this Earth, opposites are key, meaning that there is a superhero for each of the superheroes on our world who is evil.
Oh yeah.
So there's like there's a representative of Superman who is actually evil. There's a representative of Wonder Woman who is evil, and so on and so forth.
Right.
Now, that being said, Lex Luthor, who is the only person in his world just trying to make the world a better place, of course, travels from Earth 2 to Earth 1 to obtain the help of the Justice League to put a stop to all the evil happening in his Earth. They learn a valuable lesson about how they maybe shouldn't meddle in the affairs of others, then they hang up their capes and decide to never be superheroes again. All right, that part didn't happen. That didn't happen. But here's the funniest part for me of the story, and like the first 3 or 4 pages. There's another thing that happens. I think when it sort of happens accidentally when Earth 2 Lex Luthor comes over to talk to the superheroes, is that a plane goes through a timeline or a portal, and there ends up being an Earth 1 plane that accidentally goes to Earth 2 and an Earth 2 plane that accidentally goes to Earth 1, and they switch places. The Justice League immediately tries to save all these people, but in doing so they realize, oh no, these people are already dead. This is something very strange. This is the part that confuses me.
Okay.
They search all of their... I think the Flash goes through all their wallets immediately to look for identification.
Right.
And he sees that all of their money has a different person on it, someone we don't know. It has some random person on it. So this isn't our money. What is this? And someone at that point says, it's like they're from a different universe or something, a different dimension maybe. And then, I think Wonder Woman realizes that all of their hearts are on the wrong side of their bodies.
Correct.
And then someone says, is this a prank? And I feel like those should have been switched.
Yeah.
They've all got paper in their wallets that doesn't look like the paper I keep in my wallet. This must be another dimension.
Oh, by the way, all these dead people, their hearts are on the other side.
What is this, Ashton Kutcher punking us?
Yeah.
How did they get the hearts on the other side?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So that's my only real problem with it. There's a bunch of really funny moments, including evil Superman frying a kitten in a tree.
That was great at the very end. Yeah, that was really good.
There's a bunch of good moments. It's really interesting. I don't want to ruin too much, but there isn't really any twist. But I do have some questions.
Okay.
Now.
Oh my gosh, you wrote them down.
I did because I wanted to make sure. Now being the representative expert on DC.
Okay.
I need you to help me answer this question.
Okay.
A few questions actually. If this is an opposite universe.
Yes.
Are Robins invulnerable?
That's good.
Shouldn't Superman's alter ego be a disappointing man? Shouldn't he be less than super?
Yeah, he should just do everything. He just fucks up everything.
Yeah, exactly. He should try to do things that are helpful and then just fail miserably.
That's called Bizarro.
Sure. Now, Was Green Lantern movie of the year in this universe?
Yeah, it won Best
good,
Picture.
Good. Are you a genius in this universe?
Nope, still stupid as a brick.
Okay, good. In this universe, is Batman an awful detective, but movies keep making him look okay?
I love when you pre-write this. You're really proud of this, aren't you?
I am. This is a good question.
It's actually pretty good.
These are important questions.
Yeah, no.
Is he a shitty detective who's terrible at everything, but when they make movies about him, he's fine?
Yeah, I think in that universe, Batman on screen is like Sherlock.
Okay, good.
Like he's like fucking great.
And my last question is, in this universe, is our podcast any good?
In this universe, our podcast is
like the serial of podcasts, right?
Is like the Mark Maron of podcasts. Yeah.
So the last real question I have, and I meant to mention this earlier, but Thomas Wayne is alive in this.
Yeah, it's a little, I will say, in rereading that before I gave it to you, it's a little wonky. So...
Well, here's the thing. So if it is an opposite world, for some reason Thomas Wayne is like the Jim Gordon of this world.
Yes.
Shouldn't he be someone evil? Like, I sort of expected the Joker or even Harvey Dent as Two-Face to be sort of this great person
I see what
bringing
you're saying.
justice. Now, that being said, I think it was a mistake for anyone to claim that this is an opposite universe in this storyline at all. Right. It's just another world.
It is just another world.
You know, but for some reason it's... And I, for a long time, was like, well, maybe it's just another world. But eventually someone's like, oh, it's an opposite world.
Well, that's actually... These characters, the crime syndicate, is actually a throwback to the Silver Age. That's where they premiered. Now, this story, JLA 2, is written by Grant Morrison, and Grant Morrison is really good at doing this, of like pulling some random thing from the Silver Age that you thought was completely inane or stupid, and giving it a great deal of meaning and making it kind of profound.
Yes.
And that's kind of what he's done here. So he's kind of working with kind of a flawed idea, like, or not even flawed, just a kind of like a half-baked or not very fleshed out idea when it comes to the crime syndicate. I think I read the old Silver Age once eons ago, and like I said, that's all they really promoted as, is like, this guy's like Superman, and this guy's like Batman, and this guy's like, and this girl's like Wonder Woman, and they're the opposite because they do evil. That's pretty much it.
Sure.
The Power Ring and the other one, the Flash thing, is not even in there.
Well, here's another question I had. So the Justice League is like, I guess we better check this out. That being said, we need someone to stay by on Earth in case this is a trap.
Yes.
So, you know, Martian Manhunter,
so
like,
hey,
the most powerful being in the solar system.
Yeah, the thing that I did notice very quickly of like, oh, that was pretty convenient.
Yeah, so Martian Manhunter.
I know you're the most powerful thing in the world, but hey, Martian Manhunter, why don't you stay behind? And lo and behold, oh, we don't have a Martian Manhunter.
Never addressed.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I did notice that.
Aquaman is the other one, which, you know, whatever. But,
well, it's funny because the Aquaman one is kind of glaring. The Martian Manhunter one is kind of excusable in that Martian Manhunter is not, I mean, yes. Superman
is he like interdimensional?
Well, Martian Manhunter is, I know, the next answer is going to be, well, so is Superman. But Martian Manhunter is a hero that, like, got transported here at a, you know, and so it's plausible that
he's just still on Mars.
He's still on Mars, or when he got transported here, he was killed, you know what I mean? Like somebody, because the origin of Martian Manhunter is that he was on Mars, and the scientist accidentally transported him here, and then died of a heart attack. I swear to God, this is the real origin.
Sure.
Is that he got transported here, and the scientist was like, oh my God, an alien! And died of a heart attack before he could teach the Martian Manhunter how to work the machine or work the machine himself to transport him back to Mars.
Oh.
And so he's stuck here on Earth. And so it's plausible.
Even though Superman could just lift him back if he wanted to.
But it's plausible that, like, I mean, now in the modern age, you realize, you know, all of the Martians are dead. And But originally that was the story. So it's plausible in this world, either the Martian Manhunter is still on Mars,
right,
or he was transported over here, and instead of the scientist dying, he was like, "Oh my god, a Martian!" Bang, and just shoots fucking Martian.
Or just hit the button.
Yeah, and you're transported back or something.
To respond to you saying, I mean, yeah, the same thing with Superman, blah blah blah. They have different origin stories.
They do have different origin stories.
It's not Superman.
Yeah,
he's
it's a different
Ultraman.
guy. Yeah,
he's Nega Man. Disappointing Man.
Yeah. He's
It's like Ultraman. Or
yeah, but they
Ultimate
even
Man.
say about how he gets his how. He
Oh
gets
yeah, I
powers
don't
or
remember.
But he's just a human that like got struck by.
Yeah,
like,
he was a regular dude.
Yeah.
That something happened.
And Owlman takes a thing. That's like he drinks something.
Who? Oh, Owlman.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, and
I love that the Flash is like a heroin addict.
which
That's kind of
seems
amazing.
strange.
No, but if you think about it, it's kind of awesome. Think about it.
I am.
Now it's kind of awesome, right?
Nope.
Yep. No, it's awesome.
No, like wouldn't it slow him down?
No, I mean it's not actual heroin, but I love the idea of like instead of the Flash, which has kind of this, he can draw on the Speed Force, so he has the kind of this infinite
Right.
energy source.
Mm-hmm.
This guy is so hopped up on speed and the power and the thrill that it gives you that he has to like. He's just searching for it anyway. He can't. He's a junkie about it.
Yeah.
I thought that was a cool detail.
And I like that the Green Lantern is basically just Guy Gardner.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty
kind of a
much that.
dickhead.
Yeah. So yeah, but overall, your verdict?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Okay,
I'd recommend it.
cool.
It wasn't one of the best things you've given me.
No,
it
but
was fine.
it's also
Yeah.
pretty good. And like I said, it's just one of those things. Like those are characters that, for some reason, have now started to play a little heavily in a Rebirth. So it's like something you should be aware of.
Yeah, it's fine.
Cool. You want to do? Oh well, like I said,
You
I'm
have
gonna
something for
finish
me?
my list. I do have something for you.
All right.
I'm very excited about this.
All right.
This is for two reasons. One, it is our first, and we've always said we were going to do this. It's our first
Ooh.
reading assignment that is not a reading assignment.
Oh.
And two, it's something we talked about last week on the podcast.
Dicks.
Yeah.
It's a big old bag of dicks.
Which is a big old bag of dicks. Kind of close. Kiss, Kiss, Bang, Bang.
Hey.
Yeah.
I should see that.
Yes, it's a great movie. Robert Downey Jr., Val Kilmer, Shane Black,
Oh, the good Batman.
the good Batman. Shane Black, written and directed.
Uh-huh.
This is famously Shane Black's. First of all, it's Shane Black's first directing movie. Secondly, it is his first screenplay. There was like a long stretch where he stopped writing. He had written Lethal Weapon. He had written The Last Boy Scout.
Sure.
He had written.
I love that movie. It's terrible, but
What was the last one? And he wrote The Long Kiss Goodnight.
right.
Which is kind of famous for being one of the best action screenplays ever written.
Oh, okay.
And then famously just killed in the process of being made. But he was like the highest paid screenwriter ever for a while. And was renowned for writing really elegant action movies. Then just stopped writing.
Oh.
And then came back and did this.
This movie, I somehow know this, having not seen this movie, but this movie has one of my favorite insults out of any movie ever.
And then insult is?
You know, if you looked up the definition of the word, I think idiot, do you know what you'd find? And the guy goes, a picture of me? And he goes, no, the definition of the word idiot, which you fucking are.
Yes. I will say, you think Robert Downey Jr. is going to be the star of this, and Val Kilmer fucking kills it in this. Like, he's so good.
Yeah.
Like, if Val Kilmer is so good in this, you go, I kind of miss Val Kilmer.
Well, there's a great movie that I think is underappreciated called Masked and Anonymous.
Okay.
And it's written by Bob Dylan. Who
Really?
also stars in it, but Val Kilmer has a role in it that is astonishing.
Yeah.
And it's maybe 60 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's him handling animals and talking about how human beings will be the death of Earth.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he's great.
This thing, he comes on screen and, like, you never want him to leave. Like,
Yeah.
he's so fucking good in this movie.
Yeah,
it's
he's
unbelievable. Yeah, but I'm talking about this movie you've never seen, so you don't know
I just
that
mean
yet.
in general.
Okay, yeah.
He's
fair
fantastic.
enough. But yeah, you do watch this and you go, why isn't there more Val Kilmer around? Like, you really think that by the end of this, because he's so good in this.
Why isn't there more Val Kilmer?
I don't know. You're going to watch this and really wonder about that.
I'm going to Google it while I watch it.
You should. So, that's what I got for you. Watch it and enjoy it. Don't drop it, because then you can't watch it. All right.
Okay.
That's going to do it.
That's another 2 halves of an episode.
In the can.
In my can.
All right.
Is that how you say it?
That's how you says it, Andrew.
I had to teach someone last year the phrase shit the bed. Like, man, I really shit the bed on that one. And the first time he tried to use it in real conversation, he said, I really shit my bed.
Oh, Lord. Great.
Yeah, so that was a nice little...
Was he American?
Yep.
Oh, what a moron.
That was a nice little anecdote to leave on.
Lovely. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Andrew. Where can they find us?
Oh, God.
Here we go. I'm gonna name where they can find us, and you are gonna say what the actual handle is. Okay, ready? Twitter.
At media lunch break. I'm gonna start again.
Yeah, let's try that. That took you 3 tries. All right, let's try this one more time. Ready?
Yep.
We're going to cut that out.
Okay.
We're not going to cut that out.
Probably not.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Twitter.
At media lunch break.
Patreon.
Patreon.com/themedialunchbreak.
The website.
Themedialunchbreak.com.
YouTube.
YouTube.com, search The Media Lunch Break.
There you go. Good enough. SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.com/themedialunchbreak.
iTunes. Search us on iTunes.
Yeah, find us on iTunes.
Hit subscribe.
Give us a rating. Call us a bunch of dickheads.
There you go.
Even though
listen, I'll tell you what.
us.
If you give us a 5-star rating, you can spend the whole review just calling us a dickhead.
We will call each other dickheads.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If you give me 5-star reviews and say I would like you to call yourselves dickheads on air, I'll do it. And I'll quote you. Like, I'll give the name so and so asked to call us dickhead. So Andrew, you're a dickhead.
Don't mess with the man. He's not bluffing.
Yeah. What did we just say? iTunes, Google Play.
Yep. Same thing.
Same thing.
Yep. Dickheads.
That's 7. I named 8 last time.
I know what it is.
What is it?
It is
email.
You can email us, which is
that counts because I got it before it came out of your mouth.
Before the buzzer.
Yeah.
That's what she said. Themedialunchbreak@gmail.com. That's all of them, I think.
That's all of them. That's it. We're done.
What do I win?
Nothing.
I get to go to bed.
You get to go to bed. God damn it, it's so late right now.
I know.
Ugh. Took so long.
Have fun going back to Queens.
Shut up. Don't tell people where I live. It was a good Batman story.
That was a great Batman
It was a really good Batman story. I'll tell you what. Again, anyone listening out in the void, Twitter us what you think this Batman
You're
should
such
be.
an old man.
No, shut up. I'm serious on this. Go on Twitter. Go to @MediaLunchBreak. Tell us what you think the title of this Batman run should be.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And maybe casting or directing. Like, who would you want to see if this ends up being a movie?
I'll tell you what. Yeah, if you like a movie, give us casting. Or animated movie, give us voice casting. And I know we didn't name, like, various characters of the Bat family. Go ahead and name them anyway. You never know how we'll incorporate them.
Another question I wanted to ask about this, but we didn't have enough time for it, so something else people can talk about.
Holy shit.
Where is Harley Quinn in this?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Okay.
So both sides.
Yeah. If you think it should be a comic, give us an artist. I want to see. It's something I can reference an artwork for.
Yep.
Yeah. I like this.
Sounds good.
All right. That's it.
Yeah, we're
I'm
done.
going to stop it.
We can go home. We can stop doing podcasts forever.
Unless I don't hit the space bar.
Ah!
Am I gonna hit it?
Are you?
Nope.